If you are researching on hair transplant and you must have heard the names of techniques FUT and FUE, you might have made up your mind that okay, I'm going for this particular technique, say maybe FUE, because all the people are, they are telling that FUE is the best and latest technique, and um, they are probably making you fear the scar of FUT, that you will have a very big scar at the back of your head. You cannot shave off your head, while FUE is a scarless surgery and you can shave off your head without any problem. So, even if you have made up your mind, I would urge you, please spare a few minutes and watch this video till end so that you know the actual facts. I'm your friend Dr. Shaill Gupta, and I'm a hair transplant surgeon, and I've been operating for almost 20 years now. So, see, both the techniques are good. I've been doing both the techniques, sometimes together, sometimes alone, in most of my patients, and we treat a patient according to the need. Okay, we don't do FUE blindly for everyone because we know only FUE. We don't do FUT blindly for everyone because we know only FUT. We know both, and we use both to the benefit of our patients. So now there is a popular propagated myth that you cannot shave off your head. You have a big scar at the back of your head, which is aesthetically very poor. You must have seen a lot of pictures of patients with these kind of scars, and then obviously you get scared and you fall prey to this tactic. Okay, let me clarify a few things. Okay, we'll be discussing now how does the scar look like, and is it really manageable, and is it to manage scar of FUE and scar of FUT, and is FUE scarless surgery? Okay, so let's start. Okay, so this look at this case. Now this case came to me for a repair. He had got two transplants done earlier in Turkey, and both were FUE. And if you see with short hair, we can see a lot of dots, and it's not aesthetically looking great. But the nightmare turns on when we see the same patient with head shaved off. Now, if you see this, now this is a problem. He cannot shave off his head, and it is visible throughout there. And they have done this even from the unsafe donor zone. You can see over here. So those guys who go for big numbers of FUE or repeated sessions of FUE, they must understand that they are getting it done from the unsafe donor zone. See, he has lost hair till this point. Already made some videos, plus with more new content, I'll make videos on this donor zone, safe donor zone, unsafe donor zone, and how to maximize the donor usage of your scalp. So let's see another case over here. Now this patient again came to me for repair. As you know, Satya is well known throughout the world for repair transplant surgeries which we do. Now this patient came to me in this situation. If you take a look, this was with short hair. This guy had done 3 transplants before coming to me. 2 of them were FUE and 1 was FUT. So if you see, the area is badly damaged and thinned out because of FUE. But if you take a look, you won't find the scar of FUT. Do you? Do you really find a scar of FUT? This was not done by me, but yes, you don't see the scar of FUT. Okay. Now, what happens if we shave off this and see then what appears? Now, if you see, this is like almost zero shave, and take a look at FUE sites. They are like badly damaged. We cannot cover them. If we need to cover them, we need a big number of grafts because FUE creates empty spaces. Please realize this. Are you getting me? Are we together? FUE is creating empty spaces while FUT does not create empty space. Now, even if you see this kind of slight demarcation, what do you think? How many grafts will this take to cover this up entirely? 50, 60, 100? Easy. We can do that. Extracting those grafts from anywhere and implanting it. But how many grafts do you think this is gonna take, and where are you gonna get these grafts from? So please use your brain, don't fall prey to. And the unfortunate part was this patient had gone these, I mean, all the transplants which were done earlier, they were done in this very area, and this area is now empty and it does not have any donor left. But I can still do FUT from there. Okay, so now I'll show you another case. See, very interesting case. Take a look. This patient, we did one FUT, and can you find out the scar of his FUT surgery? It's right here, and it was trichophytic closure with shaved off head also. You hardly see any scar. It was so thin that I did not bother to include it in my next FUT surgery, which is right here, which I have marked. First surgery gave me 3000 grafts. Second surgery, which I have marked, gave me 2800 grafts. That makes the count 5800. I can still take out another. So now if we look at the middle portion of this scar, see here, now the scar is barely visible. With shaved off head you cannot make out. And if we see the other side of this scar, I've shaved it off very close. See this, very, like, it's not visible that much, but yes, it is still visible. I can place maybe some 20 odd grafts in this area and I can completely cover this, so that even if this guy shaves off his head completely, nothing will be visible, nothing is visible. So we did another FUT, and after two FUTs, second FUT, including the scar of first surgery in second, see, this is the scar of his second surgery, barely visible, and I can still take out another FUT, including this one, into the third, and still get a good number of grafts. But what will happen if I take out all the grafts by FUE? Obviously, that's going to create a lot of empty spaces. So you must know this. This is very important. So those people who think that FUE is a scarless surgery, obviously, if you shave off, you see these kind of dots, which are very much visible. If you don't shave off, you can see the empty spaces which it creates, and obviously that's not good. So now I'll make a separate video on maximizing the use of donor. I have already made them. You can go and watch the videos there on my YouTube channel. Okay, let me show you another case. If you see this, try to locate the scar of FUT surgery. You won't find it. You won't find it. So it has been done very nicely. See, it just went away. The another advantage is the surgery can be done even without shaving off the head, and that minimizes the social downtime. That's really good. Okay, let me show you another case. I'll make a separate video on this technique, MHT technique, though. So if you see this, now this is the safe donor zone. We have actually already taken out grafts from this area. We have taken out strip and we have done some FUE as well. I'll show you how we did that just in a while. So see, this is the strip which we marked, and we took out FUE grafts also from there. Now if you see this, same patient, we did FUT from here and FUE from this portion over here. So this area gave me around 3000 grafts, this area gave me around 1500 grafts. Now the consolidated grafts which I got from this area, 3000, you can see this is like you can see the grafts like in shedding phase over here. So this must be around 1.5 months post-op picture. You don't see it. So if you look at 15 days picture, nothing is visible, and even with that short hair, nothing is visible. So again, it is important. So to cover high grade of baldness, obviously we need more grafts. and FUE alone is not the solution. Please beware. I'll make a separate video on this. Why FUE alone is not good when we are dealing with high grades of baldness. Why FUE alone is not good even if we are dealing with smaller grades of baldness. Now another example which I'm going to show you is right here. So this guy came to me after getting two transplant surgeries. Both were FUE. You can see the again unsafe donor zone being touched until here, and the entire donor is damaged. The patient was like 20, 21 years of age, and he had now gaps, just behind the transplanted hairline, and we need to fill this, but the donor is in this shape. So how are we gonna do this? I'll make a separate video on this case study as well. But see, so stay tuned and subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon. So if we see this, I actually did FUT from here, and we fill it up. We filled it up with those 400 FUT grafts which we got, and this is like long hair transplant with length of these hair, which is possible in FUT only, not in FUE. Now at least you know what happens to the donor when we get a particular kind of surgery done. So now again another important case of high grade of baldness. If you see his pre-pictures, you'll see like it's quite empty. Now if you see the intra pictures, we did a combo of FUT and FUE. And now if you see the donor, the scar is not visible. Even if he shaves it off, the scar won't be visible at all. Okay, and if the age of patient is more, then we get better scars. uh, yes. Now another case which I wanted to show you is, even if you have a scar, if we want to fill it up, we can put some grafts into that. So now I'm showing you a patient where we did FUT surgery earlier, and now to fill the crown and the middle portion we did FUE. So this FUT had given us around 2800 or 3000 grafts. Though the scar line is, you can see, very thin and fine. We did FUE this time, but see, the scar line is very thin and fine, but we have put some grafts of FUE in this scar. And see what happens when we see the picture, like 15 days post-op picture. If you see, now the hair are very short and the scar is gone. And obviously FUE creates gaps, which it has done, but it is not going to look the same. It will improve with time, but FUE creates gaps. You all have seen it. Okay, so those people who think that FUE is completely scarless surgery, that's not the case. So as you can see in the videos, a lot of cases where we did FUT surgery and the scars are barely visible or not visible at all, and it is actually easy to handle a thin fine line as compared to handling a big area which is created by FUE, and you need big numbers to cover it, while in FUT you don't need that big a number. So again, coming to that picture which I showed you, just take a look again on this so that you will understand. Now, I can easily cover this with few graphs, I cannot cover this. So that's the take home message. Whatever people say, don't believe anyone. Believe your logical sense. Okay, whatever information coming to you through whatever media, uh, n number of people might be saying something, but it does not authenticate the information. So even if millions of people are saying, oh, this is the technique, you get this done. So I'm not against any technique. You have seen, we do a lot of repair cases, and all these cases we do combined surgeries where we use FUE from difficult areas also, legs, chest, pubic area, beard. So, but the thing is, if you choose a clinic, which has incomplete knowledge or expertise, where only one particular surgery is being done, maybe FUE alone or FUT alone, you end up in a situation where you actually don't have full access to your donor, and your donor can be damaged, overused, and devastated. Okay, so if you want to know the possibilities of your donor, what can be done in your case, how many grafts should be done, how many grafts you need, you can write to us on given numbers. You can write in comment section also. I read these comments personally, and mostly I try to reply these answers. If you want me to make a video on some particular topic, you can write in comment section as well. uh, and I hope this video helped you to get out of some fears, and use your analytical power. And all the information which I am giving you should make you think. Okay, don't believe this information. Use your brains. Thank you. Love yourself. Stay blessed.